15 hot Instagram stars with even hotter cars. Fast cars and hot women go together like white on rice. Sports cars are a status symbol, something to earn you bragging rights, but when you add beautiful women into the mix you're looking at a man's ultimate dream. Hot cars and women are the norm, you see it at car shows and races all the time. But the women we're talking about here aren't car show models or ambassadors as they call them. The women we're referring to are hot, rich, Instagram celebrities who have good taste in cars. Because when a woman truly has an eye and a soft spot for nice cars, attention must be paid. Maybe it's the need for speed or even their appreciation for great engineering, but there is something attractive about a woman who can look good in a sports car and also drive it. These Instagram celebrities may have earned their status through reality shows, bikini-clad selfies, number 8, outfit of the day, and their lavish, enviable lifestyle, but tribute must be paid to the Instagram celebrities with the sickest rides. It's hard to imagine that these women would be seen driving themselves from point A to point B, after all, they have drivers for that. But celebrities are just like us and sometimes they can be seen doing normal, everyday things on Instagram, like driving. When you have cash to burn, every aspect of life is filled with the best in class. From Porsches to Bentleys, Mercedes to Ferraris, these 15 Instagram celebrities show us what life is like in the fast lane. Vroom vroom indeed. 15. At Marina 777. We can't read Russian, but you don't need a translator to understand the fast and rich life at Marina 777 leads. In between snaps of her Chanel flats, long brunches, and jet-set adventures around the world, she is seen with what seems to be her great loves: a red Porsche, a Bentley, and a Mercedes. But scan through her Instagram pictures and you'll know that the Porsche is her one great love. See her posing in it, on it, driving it, and posing in front of it in all kinds of seductive positions. A mom of one, though you would never know it from looking at her toned, taut body, a fashion entrepreneur, and a car connoisseur. Just let the pictures do all the talking, no Russian needed. It looks like almost 1 million followers may agree. For bikinis, fast sports cars, and a blue-eyed beauty, you can't beat at Marina 777. 14. At Edna fashion blogger. When you have a Rolls Royce, curves like Beyoncé, private yachts and designer clothes, and jewelry for days, life looks pretty good. Her name is Antoinette Marie, but most will know her as Edna fashion blogger. She's based in Sydney, though from looking at her well-traveled life, you and her 1.1 million followers would never know it. Her black Rolls Royce doesn't star in her photos as much as she does, but it makes for a good backdrop to her scantily clad outfits that are almost always NSFW. I once saw her at an event in Sydney. She looks just as great in person as she does in her filtered photos. This may not be car porn for car buffs, but if you want to get a glimpse of the life of a high roller and see the occasional Rolls Royce snap, you'll want to follow at Edna fashion blogger. 13. At Julia Adasheva. She's an ex-model from Russia who's off the market, but that doesn't mean we can't ogle her collection of exotic cars. From Ferraris, she has a red Ferrari 458, and Bentleys to Rolls Royces and Ford Mustangs. Julia has a car collection every guy dreams of. When you have a hot ex-model jet-setting around the world in a range of sports cars, you can scroll through her Instagram feed for days. Her modeling career may be over, but from what we see in her photos, she clearly hasn't lost her knack for striking a good pose. Look to her account for travel inspiration, including the best scenic drives around. You can take the ride of your daydreams with her. What is she driving right now, you ask? You'll have to follow her to find out. 12. At Campbell. This Australian beauty isn't just an Instagram celebrity. An Australian model, a TV host/presenter, ambassador for one of Australia's top department stores, and second runner-up in Miss Universe 2010, Samantha Campbell is a celebrity in her own right. When she isn't modeling or hanging out with her model and other celebrity friends, she is cruising around Sydney in her Pumas and Jaguar. We're not sure if she actually owns the car or if it's just a marketing ploy to sway us into buying one. With her endorsements and a thriving modeling career, she can probably afford one. Nonetheless, no one can argue that she looks great in her Jag. You may not get your fill of sports cars with her Instagram feed, but you can get a glimpse of the life of an Aussie model who is engaged, sorry guys, to an AFL star. That's Australian rules football, guys, which means he's tougher than you. 11. At Dorothy Wang. Her claim to fame comes from the hit reality show Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, which features a group of young, beautiful people we love to envy/hate but yet can't take our eyes off of. This is Dorothy Wang, daughter of a retailer worth $3 billion. Yes, you've read it right, $3 billion. It's not surprising that she'd be equipped with the best shoes, clothes, handbags, and car that money can buy. She is the owner of a brand new Mercedes G-Wagon, one she later customized. When you have money, you can make everything look good. Follow at Dorothy Wang to see how young rich kids live. If you're thinking days by the pool in bikinis, selfies in walk-in wardrobes, and shenanigans with other rich, beautiful friends, well, you're right. Watching her feed is a lot like watching an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's a bit indulgent, unreal, and over the top. Yet, we can't stop scrolling. 10. At Miriam. A Persian/Kurdish influencer who earned her fame, she has 429k and followers, with her perfectly symmetrical features, a sultry pout, and seductive eyes. This is another Sydney-sider now living overseas in Dubai. In case you don't already know, Dubai is synonymous with luxury and decadence. You wouldn't expect less than that from Miriam Rod's Instagram feed. Judging by the number of pictures where she is posing with all kinds of makeup products, we are going to assume that she is some kind of beauty blogger, well, because who isn't a beauty blogger these days anyway? It seems that her good looks give her the credibility to talk beauty. When this Persian/Kurdish Instagram celebrity isn't traveling via private jets, she is cruising around in her Bugatti or Porsche 911 GT3 Rs. We're pretty sure she also has a Rolls-Royce, because when you're that rich, why wouldn't you? 9. At Samantha Viner. She may only have 3,000 followers, but you don't need to have a huge following to have influence and a lifestyle most will envy. When you lead a rich life and own a collection of cars most won't get to experience in a whole lifetime, people pay attention. We don't know a lot about Samantha Viner, but what we do know is that she was dubbed as London's wealthiest youngsters in the Daily Mail. Samantha can be seen posing in front of Lamborghinis and in her Rolls-Royce with champagne, Chanel, and Cartier in tow. We're not sure if the cars are actually hers or her parents', but it seems there's nothing this lady can't get access to. 8. At Steffi Scolaro. There are a lot of bikinis and flesh on Steffi Scolaro's Instagram feed. But there are also many pictures of exotic cars. Expect to find gold Bentleys, Mercedes, Ferraris, you name it. She is a curator of luxury sports cars. When she's not cruising in her sports cars, she is hanging out on yachts with her rich, beautiful friends. She's also the founder of @Python, an online store that sells Python accessories. We're not sure if the business is funding her lifestyle, because let's be real here, selling Python caps and iPhone cases is a very small and an exclusive niche. An iPhone case goes for about $300. That's one hefty price to pay for a phone case, but we bet she has a set of rich friends who can shell out the cash. You may not like her Python products, but you will love her eye for nice cars and her dedication to her fitness, if you know what we mean. 7. At Your Ventra. We love Giovanna Ventura. So do her 4.4 million followers. We're not sure how she got her fame, but that's a minor detail. Because when you have a booty like that pushing a Lombo, every guy will pay attention. Everyone has forgotten to fill the tank at one point in their lives, right? In one Instagram picture, she is seen in her fitness gear pushing a white Lombo. The caption reads, "We let Tommy drive and he forgot to put gas in the Lombo." Putting muscle into good use, her Instagram is filled with pictures of her working out, proving to women all over the world that a body like that just doesn't happen with good genes. When she's not working out or pushing Lombos, she is seen playing with her pets and other exotic animals, including tigers as big as she is. 6. At Tammy Hemphill. Tammy Hemphill is best known for her butt. Let's be real. We know it. She knows it. For those of you who haven't been acquainted with Tammy or her assets, she describes herself as a proud mother, entrepreneur, gym's heart athlete, women's best ambassador, and fitness mentor. Though she can probably afford a fancy sports car, a Range Rover is more practical as a mother of one. I can imagine it'd be pretty tricky to fit a car seat in the back of a Ferrari. You see more of Tammy's butt than you do Range Rovers, but we think the former is more entertaining. Women follow Tammy for a bit of number fitspiration, but there's more to life than just a good butt. Visit her feed to see this mother of one in action, doing her number girl boss thing, and cruising around Queensland, Australia, in her family-friendly Range Rover. 5. At Radio Blondie. If there is a new sports car you need to know about, Radio Blondie is likely to find out before you do. Where more Instagram feeds feature more girl than car, Radio Blondie's pictures are the opposite. She loves her cars but doesn't own one. A YouTuber on Radio Hirski and talk radio host on Dubai, Alex reviews cars for a living and interviews everyone from race car drivers to jet pilots. Those who are serious about their cars and not just pretty girls need to follow Radio Blondie. Expect to see test drives of your favorite cars in action, snippets from interviews and pictures straight from the Top Gear show. This is the account to follow if you are a discerning car lover. Oh, and did we mention that Alex is quite easy on the eye? If you want to talk cars, this is your girl. 4. At Amanda Zeidler. She may have a tiny following of slightly over 16K, but her taste in cars should not go unnoticed. She may only have gotten her driver's license a few weeks ago, according to her captions on Instagram, but as far as first cars go, she's doing pretty well with a red Ferrari 488. Seriously though, who pops their driving cherry with a Ferrari? I guess when you've grown up in a garage full of BMWs, Ferraris, and Lambos, a Ferrari seems like a natural first pick for a car. Watch out for this new driver when you're out on the road. When she isn't showing off the cars, she's partying on yachts and taking selfies of her outfits in what looks like the mansion she lives in every teenage girl's dream. 3. At Emilia Ballesteros. Range Rovers, Ferraris, McLarens, helicopter rides, and private jets. Who lives like this? Emilia Ballesteros does. We didn't know who she was until the eye candy. We're talking about the cars here, on her Instagram feed caught our eye, and now we can't stop looking. When you literally have the world's most expensive cars at your fingertips, the world is your oyster. A McLaren will set you back $500,000 alone. Judging by her lavish lifestyle, her bling, and her handbags, it looks like she, or her parents, can definitely afford it. This isn't just an Instagram feed about cars, however, it's a picture of what the high life looks like, with cars, jets, yachts, and all. Want to know what it feels like to live a privileged life? Jet set the world through Emilia's eyes and follow her from Miami to Paris and even exotic locales like the Turks and Caicos. 2. At Olivia Palermo. She may not have an extensive car collection compared to the Instagram accounts we've just featured, but that doesn't matter when you are Olivia Palermo. She got her fame through a reality show, called The Hills, but that was only the launchpad to her fame. Most known for her style and eye for accessories, as shown by her association with Rolls-Royce above, Olivia opts for practicality in her choice of cars. The last we read, she was driving a BMW X5, proving to the world that you can splurge on shoes and bags but save on the ride. Though, we doubt she is only driving the BMW to save on costs. With all the attention she gets from paparazzi, we bet she is zipping around in hired cars arranged by her entourage. From what we know, Olivia Palermo has a net worth of $10 million. If she wanted to start her own collection of expensive exotic cars, she could afford it with change to spare. 1. At Bubs and Laubs. How can we not feature an Instagram account named Bubs and Laubs? It belongs to a hottie named Morgan Stewart who happens to star alongside Dorothy Wong in The Rich Kids of Beverly Hills. She is a socialite and blogger with an estimated net worth of $5 million. When she isn't taking selfies in her bikinis or partying with her Rich Kids of Beverly Hills cast, she is most likely with her husband, at least from what we can see on Instagram, Brendan Fitzpatrick. A match made amongst Hollywood elite, Brendan is a luxury real estate agent, meaning he and Morgan can afford whatever car they choose to buy. In one of the episodes, we see that the pair finally settle on a $145,000 Range Rover. Small change for a couple with a net worth of millions, right? You don't often see Morgan in their Range Rover, but most people who follow her feed don't. After all, the account is called Boobs and Laubs.